On Tuesday, Wisconsin had their primaries for the governor election, and for the Democratic primary, there was a DSA candidate, Francesca Hung. Unfortunately, she did not win. It was a very close primary, and she lost to a Democrat, David Crowley, who dropped out of the race and then later jumped back in the race and was the candidate that the establishment propped up in this primary. But I'm talking about this primary today because uh, this brings attention to the problem with the lack of unity on the left. This was a primary that was ignored by Bernie and AOC. They did not endorse Francesca Hong, and she lost by less than 1%. So it's very likely that had they made that endorsement for her, she would have gotten enough votes to win the primary. And also, of course, there were a lot of things that she did with the campaign that people felt was enough more reasons why she didn't win. But if I had to say one reason that was why she lost, it would be because Bernie and AOC did not get involved in this primary and they did not endorse her. And if you look at primaries where they did endorse, those candidates did very well. But if you look at David Crowley's campaign, he ran a very harsh campaign against Hong, and he actually ran a campaign ad that attacked her for supporting defunding the police. He ran ads attacking her for criticizing Thanksgiving and for not normalizing a genocidal holiday. And he also, uh, so this uh, was after the primary, and I guess this article was like defending AOC not endorsing a DSA candidate for governor. And like I don't see how progressives could defend AOC not making an endorsement in this primary. This was a very winnable primary for DSA. And like it is very disappointing that Francesca did not win, because had she won that primary, DSA would be getting, not only would they get their first DSA governor, but they could have gotten a DSA governor in a swing state. And uh, Wisconsin is a good swing state to get a DSA governor. And the polling also was something that was discussed, because polls showed that Francesca Hong was expected to do well in this primary. Now, the poll that I just showed was a poll when Mandela Barnes was running, and he was like at 30%. David Crowley was at 9%. And after Mandela Barnes dropped out, then the establishment propped up David Crowley. And like, I think Mandela Barnes probably just should have stayed in the race. At least he would have been better than David Crowley. But this was just not a good result for progressives, and really was a missed opportunity for the left to get behind Francesca Hong. And it, like, this was just one example of progressives not being able to uh, win the primary and get all progressives behind their candidate. There was another primary I'm going to talk about in another episode where you had two DSA candidates running, and that ended up causing an more centrist Democrat to win the primary, and that just keeps happening. Not just in Wisconsin, but all over the country, because progressives are not uniting behind a candidate. And also, you have progressives that want to move to the center or to the right so that they can be seen as more electable. And that's another problem that needs to be addressed on the left.